All right, I want to talk about the cultivated lack of willpower that we see so prevalent today. People increasingly, as their attention span declines, as their drive to do really anything in life declines, people are increasingly lacking in the one of the most fundamental qualities that we have to have in order to accomplish anything in life, anything within ourselves or without ourselves, and that is the willpower. If we have no will, then everything that we do is meaningless and fruitless. We have to have this will that fortifies and strengthens us to accomplish. Now, what is the will that I'm talking about? In the Chinese system, it's referred to as zhe, and it's related to the kidneys. The kidney strength, the kidney essence, the seat of the willpower. It's also often corresponded to the dantian, the lower abdominal area. This is where we get the term, he's got a lot of guts. He's got a lot of courage, a lot of will, a lot of strength. The willpower in the kidneys is what gives us a strong backbone, strong guts, the ability to endure being uncomfortable, which is something that has been tragically depleted in modern society. People are addicted to being comfortable, and they will endure almost any sort of wrong, injustice. They will endure any sort of deterioration to their own physical health. Nothing is too great a price to pay simply to remain comfortable. And this is a testament to the lack of will, the lack of drive. So what are some of the things that have caused this deterioration? Well, the willpower, seated in the kidneys, is greatly disturbed by as I said, the lack of attention span, the lack of attention, the lack of focus, the lack of the ability to be still and to observe and to endure. We see this in that the kidneys, the water element, anchor the lungs, the air element. They cool the fire, the heart element. The lungs and the heart, the fire and the air, correspond to what we see so prevalently in people being consumed in swirling thoughts, distracted, hopping from one thing to the next. We call this the monkey mind in martial arts. It's what's this? Oh, what's that? Oh, constantly distracted by all the sights and sounds and stimuli that are around us. Our thoughts constantly like a whirlwind, jumping from one thing to the next, never staying at anything long enough to actually contemplate it and to know it. And as more and more studies come out and surveys demonstrating that the rise of short-form media and all of this internet, as I say this, being on the internet, all this internet nonsense that people are so addicted to now has dropped the attention span to only a few seconds. The average attention span, depending on the source you read, is only a few seconds now. I remember being agitated by this back in the day when I saw the whole TLDR thing going on everywhere. Too long, didn't read. People were like, well, I don't know, I'm not going to read all that. I'm not going to read that wall of text. And it's one thing when it's, not important But I've started seeing that even in academic discussions, where people who are discussing uh, really weighty, complicated issues, and they won't read anything beyond maybe a paragraph. They won't take the time to complete their reading before they comment. People have lost the ability to center, to focus, to do the hard work, gain the knowledge, in this case, read, contemplate, understand, and then, after consideration, make an educated response. Make an educated comment. People skim through things as quickly as they can and then blurt out all the nonsense that comes to their mind as it comes, with no filter. And this we know not only from the traditions, but also modern science. They are literally rewiring their brains to be hair trigger reaction and stupid beyond comprehension. People are reducing their intelligence by reducing their attention span. The more people are involved in these quick gratification, one-liners, the more you are limiting and actually setting limits upon your mind, upon your intellect, to be able to comprehend anything beyond short-form material, short-form content. You're literally making yourself stupider, which is not something people need these days. They've got enough of that. So we've got to get to the point where we realize the importance of being still, focusing, and contemplating. Now, this is one of the pillars of all practice, is that we have to develop this meditative quality within ourselves. We have to sink and settle. Release the thoughts. Don't chase every wind that blows. Become centered, calm, patient, so that we can take in the information that comes in around us, observe it, contemplate it, and then respond accordingly, so that we're not being triggered by this or that, tossed around in the swirling winds of our thoughts. Very important, not just for training, absolutely vital for training. You're not going to get anywhere in your training if you can't sit still. And I've had students, plenty of students who've had that issue, who've actually started to freak out when we're doing the standing trainings or the seated postures, or just sitting or standing and nothing's happening. They just start to shake and freak out because they don't know what to do without having constant stimuli, constant external stimuli. No, take that away. Sit with yourself. If it's uncomfortable, good. Learn to be uncomfortable. It's good for you. It builds your willpower. It builds your emotional resilience, which is another thing that we'll get into in another video. I don't want to make these too long for people who don't have attention spans. But emotional immaturity is rampant. But also, this lack of attention span, we've got to turn this around. We're going to absolutely destroy ourselves and devolve ourselves into nothing if we don't learn to sit still and contemplate. Develop your willpower. First thing, Learn to be uncomfortable. If sitting still and being quiet makes you uncomfortable, good. If standing and without moving makes you uncomfortable, good. If sitting in meditation makes you uncomfortable, good. Learn to love it. Be still.